Hello world! Hello world! I'm Hans and you're not. But you're welcome to my channel. Today I'll be talking about the awesome Casio Oceanus S100. Now join me inside. It might very well be an entry-level Casio Oceanus, but in my opinion it's the best looking Casio Oceanus of them all. And it could very well be the best watch you can get at this price point. The design is fairly basic. And that's making it a very versatile watch too. It's as good as a field watch, a travel watch, a sports watch, as well as a daily beater. And you don't have to worry about babying it, because it's made of carbide treated titanium, making it super light, and the treatment ensures it can take a fair share of beating too, without looking like it's went through hell and back. Making this a great tool watch for your everyday adventures as well as the tougher challenges in life. But hey, this is starting to sound like a Casio commercial, right? Well, it's not a Casio commercial, but the watch is that good. It's even better. It's just a few details that are not quite perfect, and you can rest assured I will get back to them later on. So, if you're watching this just to see if this is the right watch for you to buy, the simple answer is yes, go ahead, go and buy that watch, save yourself some time. Or you can stick around and see some beautiful footage I was able to capture yesterday outside in the special lightning condition, we can say. And you can get some useful facts and information too. Now, a bit about me and my watch. I had my eyes on this beauty since the beginning of my watch collecting days, like some 6 years ago. And I was finally able to get one a few weeks ago. I won it at an auction. I paid about $220 for it. So that was a bargain. It was used but had barely any signs of usage due to the titanium treatment. The reason I didn't get it any sooner was mainly because it's a JDM. So I couldn't really try it on here in Norway. And I had heard that the bracelet that it came on, or that the standard bracelet it came on, was a bit short. And that actually made sense being a JDM. And I remember my Sarb 033 had a very short bracelet. Well, it could barely pull it on me. So I feared the same was about this watch. And I really hesitated. Years went by. I saw a few for sale locally, but they were sold pretty quickly. So when I finally won this auction, I was super relieved when I received it and actually discovered I had to remove not one, but 2 links to make it fit. So either I had misunderstood or I have been misinformed. And lately, it seems that the Oceanus have become increasingly popular outside Japan too. It's fairly easy to get hold of these days online. And the prices seem to have declined too. Maybe that's because there's more competition. You can get it online at quite a few places. So this watch is more accessible now than ever. The MSRP in Japan now is about $530 but you can get it online for as low as about $400, and bear in mind that's in new condition. Of course, that's without any shipping and local VAT. Let's get into the juicy details. There's a lot of juicy details about this watch. I don't even know where to start. So let's get down to basics. Casio has been making this Oceanus since 2012. It has 100 meters water resistance, so you can use it on a rainy day. You don't have to worry about washing your hands. Even though I wouldn't use it as a diver's watch or take it to the beach deliberately, I wouldn't hesitate to take a quick bath with it either if I've forgotten to wear my G-Shock or my diver's watch. In fact, Casio has this illustration on their website, indicating this can take a swim, or as they say themselves, translated from their Japanese. It can be used not only for everyday water work, but also for marine sports such as swimming, snorkeling and sailing. Now, there are 2 areas where this watch really stands out. Number 1, design. Number 2, technology. And I'll start with the design. And there are 2 design features that makes it really pop. Number 1, high-class finishing with a Tsarutsu polishing, supposedly carried out by the Grand Seiko facilities. And number two, the beautiful blue markings around the indices and in the chapter ring. It makes this watch really shine, and depending on the light conditions, you get a glimpse every now and then of that reminds you to take another good look at this marvel on your wrist. Now, let's dive into some of the really interesting facts about the Oceanus S100, the technology. It has a solar-powered quartz movement. So it actually gets its power from the sun. I guess we all know what solar-powered means these days. It has a radio signal multiband 6 built-in antenna that ensures that this watch is synchronized multiple times daily. In short, no battery change, no time setting. And you can also get the status of the synchronization by pushing the bottom button. And the watch will then tell you if it's been synchronized or not. The second hand will jump between 9 and 10. That's where the yes marker is. And if it's not synchronized, it will jump about between 10 and 11. That's where the no marker is. And my watch usually always gets synchronized when I check it. Only one time happened that it wasn't synchronized. And interestingly enough, I was then in an area where there's no cell phone reception either, and barely any other signals receiving. The synchronization is being done by 6 global senders. There's in North America, in Europe, Japan, China areas. So if you're in Australia or Africa or Southern America, you might not be able to synchronize. If you're living outside the coverage of those areas, it's only a super accurate quartz watch. And Casio says it's a plus minus 15 seconds every month. And this means you don't really have to wonder if you have the correct time or not on your wrist. It will be correct. The Oceanus has a world time display. It has 29 cities in the display. It has an automatic summer setting function. And it also has the coordinated universal time, UTC. This means it can be easily used as a GMT watch for your travels, simply by pulling out the crown and move it to the city you want to see the time for. It has a fully automatic and perpetual calendar, and the date change is of course spot on at midnight and happens instantly. And the list goes on and on and on. It's a gift that keeps on giving. On the face it says tough movement or tough movement. According to Casio, this also means, in addition to the solar-powered and automatic time setting, there's also 2 other features they call tough movement for this watch. There's a hybrid mount construction. The technology precisely calculates the strength of the materials and the design and the technology. And the result is a movement structure with extremely high shock resistance. Sounds like a G-Shock, but it's not a G-Shock. But it sounds very close to it. Maybe it's a G-Shock Lite, I don't know, but it's a tough beater, indeed. And there's this thing called Auto Hand Home Positioning Correction. It's basically a system that detects the position of the hands every hour and adjusts them if they are slightly misaligned. And the really cool thing about that is that the hands are always dead spot on the markers. There's no deviation, no sloppy accuracy here. Those hands will always hit the markers. And if that's not even good enough, if the hands or the date window should be misaligned and for some reason this auto stuff doesn't happen, you can pull out the crown and do a few magic tweaks and then boom, you've set them yourself. And it doesn't stop here. What? Wait for it. The watch literally never stops. From fully charged, it can go on for about 7 months without any more charging. And if it's not getting any more daylight, it goes into sleepy mode and can go on for months and months and months. Casio says 29 months. So this watch will take a beating and it will take a sleep if you don't use it. So all this user-friendly technology makes this watch sound a bit like a smartwatch, huh? Well, it's not a smartwatch. It doesn't have Bluetooth, it doesn't have apps, there's no SMSs that bugs your wrist, but it is a smartwatch. It's very easy to just pick up in the morning and go ahead if you don't have the time to set your automatic or you want to have a new watch. It's a perfect watch you just grab and run. Just this gorgeous, affordable and accurate wristwatch with this analog 3-hand display and a date. Now, let's have a look at the specifications. The dimensions are moderate, but the watch is large enough that it can be worn by basically all adults, I think. It's super thin, and the diameter is 41.5mm, including the crown, so basically 39 without the crown. And the crown does not dig into my wrist, thank goodness, otherwise I would have to sell this watch, because I hate crowns digging into my wrist. And the crown is also signed with a nice Oceanus wave logo. And the lug-to-lug is modest, 45.7mm. And the weight is only 90 grams, and mine is actually only 86 grams, because I had to remove 2 links. The Lume is Neo Bright, and that's Casio's own proprietary Lume. And even though it's not the brightest and it's not most massively applied, it's good enough. And bear in mind, it's not a diver's watch, but it lasts pretty much all night. This mine has decent lume even after 6 hours of total darkness. And the bracelet is super comfortable, no hair pulls. The clasp is milled and also treated, and I never had a titanium clasp looking this good after quite some heavy desk diving. Oh, that's some tough treatment, I know, but sitting on a desktop and a laptop, that will basically kill a lot of clasps, believe it or not. And there's 3 micro adjustments, so it's very easy to get a good fit. The case back has all the information I've been through now, and 2 things in addition. Number 1, made in Japan. What a surprise. And it also says tough solar. So tough solar, tough movement, that's some tough stuff. The crystal is sapphire with anti-reflective coating. There's no information about how many layers and whether it's inside or outside, but I'm guessing it's on the inside. Now, whoa, that's a lot of praise! Is this a Casio commercial? No, it's not. This watch is close to perfection for a quartz watch. As close as humanly possible, in my opinion. And in this price range, I think. I have 2 concerns with this watch. And number 1, the bracelet is integrated. So you cannot remove it and use your favorite strap. That's too bad. Good thing though, the bracelet is super comfortable. Number 2, the anti-reflective coating. It's a bit of a tricky one, I think. Yeah, it's very easy to see what time it is, but there's also a lot of reflections, especially in some lighting conditions, like this. And there's also a thing to discuss about the brand and the brand value. It might seem a bit pricey for a Casio, because Casio is most known for super affordable watches you can pick up at any mall for $30, $50 or maybe $100, not for $500. They have put the Oceanus on top of the Casio on the dial, like they do with the G-Shock and the Edifice and the ProTrek. So it's more like a co-branding, and I guess that makes sense, as this is a much more expensive watch than the regular Casios. But hey, even watch snobs have a Casio G-Shock or 2, right? So paying this much for a Casio, you gotta see what you get. You get this amazing package. The bezel is highly polished, but it's not treated with any anti-scratch material, it seems. Or if it has, it has very little of it. And so the bezel actually gets some hairlines at least, unlike the rest of the watch. And one last concern is the lume. It's okay, it's not awesome, but it lasts long, but it's not the brightest I've ever seen. But like I said, not a diver's watch. Now, there are tons and literally tons of watches with impressive technology like this, but I don't know about anyone that packs them all together in such a nice design and at an affordable price, like this. It has a bit of a Seiko Sarb 033 look to it, I think. I think that's also one of the reasons I really dig this watch, because it reminds me a bit of the Sarb I once had. You can use it as a daily beater, you can use it for sports, you can take it to the beach. No need to worry about it. And for the price of just another affordable automatic or quartz watch, as far as I know at least, if you know of any other watch that packs this much technology in such a good looking design, please let me know in the comments. And even my 16-year-old daughter immediately thought it was a lovely watch and wanted to try it on for herself. Thank goodness it was too big for her, otherwise I'm afraid she would have taken it right away. So, let's see it on the wrist, huh? On my 22 centimeter wrist. So, there we have it. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit the like and subscribe, as well as the bell. He's a poet, but he doesn't know it. Bonus if you know those famous words. Let me know in the comments. Take care. See you in the next video. Peace out. Peace out.